In this video, we'll talk about the variables that will push XRP prices higher. I'd like to talk about the liquidity flywheel and explain why ODL will eventually have a substantial impact on the price of XRP. Many people believe that ODL will never have an impact on the price of XRP, since every time you acquire XRP, you must also sell it. I'd want to explain why I don't. I believe this is correct, which is why I believe ODL will have a large impact on the price of XRP. As a result, I want to start this video. Continue reading to the end to find out more. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure to watch this new video right now. Hello and welcome to our channel, where we discuss the newest XRP news and the cryptocurrency world in general. If you are watching one of our videos for the first time, we will gladly offer you a special greeting. We encourage you to enable notifications so you never miss any video. We are pleased to announce that this channel is hosting a 200 XRP giveaway. To be eligible to participate, simply subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment with the hashtag XRP. On September 15, the winner will be announced, with some essentially favorable news, and it is for this reason that the library will appeal the court's decision against them. If you recall, the library did suffer a significant defeat at the hands of the SEC. In essence, it was decided that what they did amounted to a securities transaction. Because the library token was not deemed a security, it was the one issue they did not lose on yet. Finally, it was agreed that they would have to lock their doors and discontinue operations. Many people believed that the library lacked the necessary resources. The SEC, on the other hand, just tweeted earlier today that they will proceed with their challenge. From my perspective, the SEC is suddenly very intriguing, though I doubt it will have much impact on other cases because the library is so small that it ultimately doesn't matter all that much. Ripple, Grayscale, and Coinbase were used rather than the library. However, I appreciate seeing that in the end, the library is still fighting for its existence. It's fantastic that they're focusing on the SEC. Since this case, the SEC has been dancing around, saying that because it won the library case, any firms selling bitcoins must engage in a securities transaction. As a result, it's heartening to see that the Secretary's most important case may finally be appealed, and they may lose. At this moment, I have no idea if the library's appeal will be successful. The fact that they are resuming the conflict with the SEC speaks much. It pleases me that the SEC has only been able to assert. This triumph over the library demonstrates its growth in the Bitcoin sector, since the SEC has treated all other Bitcoin players unfairly. I genuinely hope they drag the agency through this process for a few years, and if we're lucky, the library will be permitted to continue. It's also conceivable with their operations. A decision could be obtained by that library. Claiming that the library token is not a security in this scenario, their team would enjoy a significant triumph. I have no idea why this appeals to you. In any event, the technique will work for them. It piqued my interest, so let's move on to the liquidity flywheel, ODL20, and discuss why I believe ODL will have a large future impact on the price of XRP. And it all starts with a brand new upgrade to the automated market maker. The automated market maker in XRP is the XRP ledger. One of the primary issues with ODL20 is that it now relies on centralized counterparts to transmit XRP across borders and complete an ODL transaction. You must first travel to a centralized exchange to convert your fiat currency to XRP and then send XRP across borders. Finally, ultimately convert it back to fiat to complete the transaction you've had, to pass via two central parties. The issue here is that those centralized parties will demand fees as a result of the transaction. This suggests that what is meant to be a frictionless experience becomes increasingly frictional. The good news is that there is a fairly simple solution to avoid using centralized exchanges, and that is to use decentralized order books or automated market makers to effectuate the trades to make this happen in Tier 1. Organizations such as banks and governments will be required to issue their own tokenized currencies on blockchains in the future. This way, these institutions transfer from their digital representation of their currency in XRP via a DEX to another. Instead of having to travel to a centralized exchange and convert their fiat to XRP and back, the DEX provide a digital representation of a separate currency. Now, this strategy will offer minimal fees, maybe pennies on the dollar, as opposed to centralized exchanges, which may charge between $10 and $15 for each trade, allowing you to minimize these fees. Centralized players will be critical for more effectively developing the ODL offering, and automated market makers, or AM, will, in my opinion, play a critical part in allowing these transactions. In this section, he explains how locking up this XRP will generate a flywheel of liquidity and what he talks about. This passage is somewhat abstract. I'll just play the video for you guys and then break it down so you can properly comprehend what he is saying, but I believe it will truly assist you in understanding how this automated market system will lock up a significant quantity of XRP and ultimately lead the price to climb. Keep this in mind. Demand, on the other hand, is what drives up prices. The asset is in high demand, and as more people give liquidity, the price will climb. Now we'll have a look at it. I'm going to throw a lot of material at you in one video, but I'll break it down over the next several weeks or days. We will also investigate the liquidity flywheel, and the liquidity flywheel, in my opinion, is the best example of how this will work in practice. Many of you will grasp this, and I'm confident it will fly. As a result of increased volume through the pools, which increases returns to liquidity providers. In addition, a continuous auction mechanism is now available. Because the XRP ledger is at a networked tier, arbitrageurs will be paying for the rights, and growing revenue is what boosts liquidity returns. What impact does this have? Slippage decreases as volume increases, and as volume increases, so do fees as a result of liquidity. Providers benefit more, and so on. The liquidity flywheel is what will grow the price of XRP. Therefore, it's great that you did comprehend. I want to simplify it because I recognize it can be a little confusing. To simplify things, you'll need pools of XRP for trades to travel through to enable trades and move money around the world. You wouldn't want to have 0 XRP in the middle of a trade between the US dollar and the euro, nor would you want to have to pre-fund that pool every time you needed to make a trade. It makes much more sense to simply have a large number of XRP there, or at the very least a minimal amount, so that a deal needs to be completed. XRP is present and prepared. To be employed, this means that you will require more XRP in these pools to ensure that you always have liquidity to transmit a trade through, as the higher the demand for facilitating these transactions, the more of these liquidity pools you would require. You'll need more of them. Because it increases the speed and efficiency of their OVL experience, decentralized exchanges will act as a facilitator in these transactions. Ripple is utilizing these liquidity pools to facilitate these trades all across the world. There will be a high demand for these liquidity pools to truly fill them. This may not be the most technical explanation. Things are the easiest way to look at things. Approach to comprehend why there would be a lot more demand in the ODL 20 scenario. You should create liquidity pools that anyone can access and use. You must have XRP available at all times. So, if you work for an institution and always assist transactions, you must have XRP on hand. You don't want to be in a situation where you have to go out and buy XRP. To facilitate each trade, having XRP pools all over the place that anyone can enter and leave from to facilitate each trade makes so much more sense. Because the liquidity is in these controlled exchanges, it is not currently happening in the current ODL 1.0 version. However, if that liquidity is moved to the blockchain and within XRP itself, the usage of automated market makers on the asset's value and demand. What Ripple is doing with ODL 20 is one of two things that I am very interested in. And if the Apex Dev Conference is any indication, Ripple is now making a major push for these automated market makers. Finally, I wanted to highlight the significance of the concept I heard earlier regarding Morgan's efforts to speed up cross-border payments. Morgan is currently developing a blockchain-based digital deposit token. Is this making me worried that Morgan will take the entire Ripple? The company will when Tesla was developing its electric automobiles. JP Morgan out-innovated Ripple. Others made the same accusations against both Ford, and they're going to get caught. None of the other automakers were successful in the end, and the reason they didn't was because they lacked the requisite technological understanding. JP Morgan intends to introduce a new item as a result of this adjustment. Though this is what Ripple has sought since the beginning, they are aware of the standards for these institutions and how to meet them. They also know how to carry it out in a significantly more technologically advanced manner. The world's best engineers are all competing for jobs at startups like Ripple's. They do not want to work for the Morgans, and when these new tech firms join the old system, we have seen this play out frequently. There is continual anxiety that the legacy player may catch up. This, in my opinion, will not happen with the current framework. I feel Ripple has already grown too entrenched, and their technology is too advanced for anyone to significantly catch up. This only serves to illustrate how unique Ripple is, and how poorly these institutions are attempting to catch up. Anyway, I genuinely appreciate it, people. Being here, I hope you like this update. It would be appreciated. If you don't mind, please subscribe if you haven't already.